You got to keep going in extras. I don't want to
Yesterday
see
he
you.
didn't even get the run across. He stopped at third. Like it was unbelievable.
But all right, we keep going back to the Schmets because they're just so annoying. But
Hey, don't say that.
yeah, but okay, but then back to the Yankees. Controversial end to the Saturday game against the Yankees. I'll break it down for you. So the Yankees are down 2-1 entering the ninth. Good pitching duel that day. Sabathia pitched good, and I think the Dodgers had like their fifth starter go, and they kind of went bullpen for the remainder of the game. 2-1 in the ninth. Kenley Jansen comes in, who's been a disaster as of late. He's like, out of his last 6 saves, he's blown 3 of them. He's really been struggling. So the Yankees got first and second, 1 out. I'm pretty sure Urshela's up. Chops 1 to third. Gardner's on first. Glaber's on second. Chops 1 to third. Glaber goes to third. The third baseman goes to second, try to get the inning double play. Go to second to first. Goes to second with Gardner running to second, from first to second. The slide takes out Muncy. On the play, Gardner's called out at second. The slide takes out Muncy. Muncy goes down. Glaber hits third. Now he's not on the bag. He's a couple steps off the bag. Muncy goes down on the slide. He still has the ball. Glaber sees he's down. Glaber runs home. As he's running home, Jensen, the pitcher, looks at the ump and calls time. Okay? So then the ump goes, okay. As Glaber's running home, and the home plate ump goes, time. As he's running, and then Glaber scores. I'm like, all right, wait a second. We got a lot to unpack here. First things first. Was he out or safe at second? On the field, they called him out. They review it, and they say he was safe. He beat the throw. And then they're like, wait, was it a clean slide? So they got to look at that. Was it a clean slide at second? Yes, it was a clean slide second. He went right into the base. Muncy was in the way of the base. It was just they're both 2 guys in the way. So Muncy goes down. So part 1 cleared. Was he safe or out? He was safe. Part 2 cleared. Was it a clean slide? Yes. Part 3, is the run going to be allowed to score? They decide no. Was it a bad call? I think it was a bad call. You cannot
100%.
100%. Muncy goes down at second. Glaber has a couple steps off third. He says, oh, wait, this guy's down with the ball. I can score. He's going home. Jensen, who doesn't have the ball and just sees his guy on the ground, goes, time. The ump goes, okay, time. While that's going on, Glaber's running home and scores. That's just that's a bad call. So
Jensen was making sure he kept the save.
You can't just call time because you're about to give up the lead. So
Yeah.
Home run, flying out. Nope.
Time.
Reset.
I called time on the ball before it went over the wall. But I have an example to kind of make this play even look even dumber in a second. But let me finish off the recap of the ninth inning. So then you can't just dwell on the past. You still got a job to do. 1 out, bases loaded against Kenley Jansen, who's been a disaster that inning and in the games leading up to it. 1 out, bases loaded. Talkman goes up. 3 pitches, strikes out. 2 outs, bases loaded. 4 pitches. Gary strikes out. Okay, so you do that after that Glaber situation. You come up with bases loaded, 1 out. Back-to-back batters look like idiots. That's on you then, the Yankees. You can't really dwell on that situation.
It's a Saints situation.
It's a Saints situation. Yeah, that pass interference call was awful, but the Saints had chances to win that game. Yes, that call to not let Glaber score was a horrible call, but the Yankees still had back-to-back chances to take the lead or tie the game.
Do you think the ump thought Jansen had the ball in his hand?
No, if he thought that, then he was an idiot.
But then why is he
I think just made
granted
a bad
time without
call.
the ball?
I think he just made a
But
he just made a bad
it
call.
didn't. It got reviewed and they still didn't allow him to score.
You know, the umps aren't really going to go back on that decision. They very rarely.
I was
go
going
on
to
that
say, well, very rarely. I've never seen this before.
Yeah.
So I think they were just like, all right, this is the call we made.
Yeah.
There's no way we can overturn this. For what reason would we have to overturn it? What can you say?
Yeah,
really? So it's one of those calls like,
they're
we
not
have
gonna
to
go
do
back.
it.
Yeah, you have to stick with your
Yeah.
call. But we're not
No,
saying that's the reason why the Yankees lost. They had their chances, but we can talk. We're a sports show. We're going to talk about the play.
Jordan, I'm just glad you kept the same energy from months ago when you were like the Saints, this, that,
That's
the
how
other
I am
thing.
with everything.
Hey,
Yeah, that's how I am with
I'm
everything.
glad
Yeah.
you're not coming in
I was
here.
watching
You're
it at
showing
home,
everyone that you're a man of your word in the sense of
I am.
you're not coming in here. That's the reason why we lost.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
We know. But yeah, I was watching the game briefly at the Homestead with one of the regulars there, and we're like, yeah, that should have counted, but like now they got to get a hit. Me and the guy, like, now they got to get a hit. Strikeout. They're like, all right, well, you got nothing to blame but yourself after that one.
Everyone get out, closing up the bar.
Yeah,
Go home.
everyone's going home. I was disgusted for a second. Like, they got to win that game. But anyway, yeah, Ump makes a bad call. Yankees have 2 chances to win the game. They don't win the game. All right, so to talk about the play now, I use this as an example. Let's say guy hits the ball at the outfield. Ball goes off the wall. Right fielder goes to the wall to try to get the ball, to catch the ball. Ball hits off the wall. Right fielder crashed into the wall. He's hurt on the play. Can the center fielder now run over and see his right fielder's hurt and be like, wait, the guy's rounding third time? No, you can't. Just because the
He's
guy's
gotta
rounding
pick it up,
third and
throw
your
it in.
outfielder's hurt, you can't just call time because it's convenient. The center fielder has to get the ball into the infield, and then you can stop the play and call time. Back to the Muncy situation. Muncy's down. You can't just call time because he's down. Either Jensen has to come over, or the closest player at the time, I think it was Seager at short, has to come over, get the ball from Muncy, and call time. Or Muncy literally has to show life and go time. No, you can't do that. You can't just have your pitcher go, oh my God, he's rounding third.
And then to add,
was yelling it. Maybe he's yelling.
I don't even think I can give that to Muncy either. I think someone else has to come over and get the ball and show possession of the ball and be like time.
Is that a thing though? Do we even know if possession of the ball to have time is a?
All I know is you can't do what Jensen did. That's all I know is you can't do what
I
Jensen
don't
did.
know that. But.
I don't think you need possession of the ball. I think just the fact that a defensive player has possession of the ball stops the play because the runners stop running.
Yeah, you need a good
you understand
reason
what
to
I'm
call
saying?
time. You can't just call time because your guy is on the ground and can't make a play, and the guy's. It's not like Glaber was sitting at third base the whole time he was down. Glaber was running home, and then they called time. No. It would be a little bit more understandable if Jensen called time and everyone on the base pass was standing still. But no,
the play
Glaber
has to
was on
be
the move.
stopped in order to call time. The play was still going.
Yep,
Therefore,
exactly,
you can't
that's
call time. It's not that it's not that a player has to pick up the ball. It's just the fact that when a player picks up the ball, the runners stop running because they're going to get thrown out. So the play has stopped. That's when. That's when you have to call
see an
time.
outfielder crash into the wall and go down, and either the guy who goes down just chucks the ball to the infield, or he's down and the other fielder has to run, get the ball while the base runner's running around the bases.
Called.
Yeah, how many times?
That's a perfect example of why they got this 100% wrong.
Yeah.
And to add insult to injury, didn't Muncy come out and say that he flopped?
Yeah, he said that I put a little bit. He's like, it did hurt though, but I did put a little bit of soccer into it.
Yeah.
So that just makes you want to. That makes you.
I was gonna say that just makes me go and you almost cost a run in the game because you wanted to put a little flop into it.
Yeah, that's annoying. And the slide.
Hey, if you're a Dodgers fan, he did his part.
The slide at first looked bad, but on the replay, it didn't look that menacing. It didn't really look like he got much of them. It looks like he did, but he actually didn't. So Muncy's like, oh, it did hurt, but I did flop. But hey, you got to respect the game. He's trying to win. So I don't. It's kind of annoying, and I'm kind of annoyed that he flopped and it cost us a run, but you
regardless
respect
whether
it.
he flopped or not, it was still a bad call. Like he could have been seriously hurt.
I'm respecting
it's still a bad
trying
call.
to win, doing anything to win the game.
Yeah.
But it's annoying because it's not my team. But I got to respect.
No, I know.
But it's a bad call on the ump. That's a bad call on the ump. But hey, earlier in the inning, the Yankees caught Didi cost them an out. 2 strikes, he's bunting, and he bunted foul. See, there's many other things in that inning that led up to that play. That play could have been avoided, and that play could have been an afterthought if the Yankees would have just executed with Talkman and Sanchez. Goes back to the Saints thing.
Soundbite. I need execution.
Yeah, I need fucking execution, as a Griffin would say. But it goes back to that Saints play in the playoffs. There was many plays that led up to that. The Saints could have made that an afterthought, and there were many things afterwards that could have made that pass interference an afterthought. But instead, they wanted to dwell on it and point fingers, and they lost. The Yankees could have made that an afterthought. It couldn't even happened if Didi wouldn't have bunted with 2 strikes and got out. It could have been an afterthought if they would have got the hits they should have got with 1 out and 2 outs, the bases loaded. So,
but this is what I was talking about before, though. Yankees 40 games above 500. All right, this one not too bad. Even though anybody else fighting for a playoff spot.
That's a Mets. That's a horrible loss then.
Yeah, that's petitionable.
Yeah,
someone's going to write petition. We want another 9th inning. That's what.
Yeah. They want to replay the 4th quarter. And God, I can't take that. But if that was the Mets, I'm not just saying that, like the Mets. That's a horrible loss for the Mets. That's one you can't afford. But the Yankees, that's a tough pill to swallow. But it's like, all right, we'll just win Sunday. I already tweeted that because somebody replied to the tweet that I posted. I'm like, yeah, we'll just, all right, it sucks. They should have won, but we'll win Sunday. And they'll not will. The Yankees will win Sunday. And the Yankees did. They played great yesterday. Played great pitching by Herman. They hit Kershaw.
I thought you said her mom.
Herman.
Oh God.
The way you
No.
said it, you're like her mom.
Oh, her mom. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That, you know what? Next year on the Players Weekend, that's got to be his nickname.
His
Her
nickname
mom.
was Sunday, and he pitched on Sunday.
Maybe he literally just looked at what
Because
they
do you know why? Do you know why his nickname's
Why?
Sunday?
You know why? I don't know why. Why?
His name's Domingo Herman.
Which is Sunday in Spanish.
Domingo is Sunday in Spanish. Yes.
Yep. Bang, bang.
There you go.
I kind of knew that.
Oh man.
I'm the official IT sports show translator.
Translator. And
I know
Sunday
6
in
words
Italian
in
is
Spanish.
Domenica. So yeah, kind of works. And he pitched
Yeah.
on Sunday, so it couldn't have worked any better. But yeah, no, the Yankees have a great showing on Sunday. Good weekend, good bounce back series after the disaster in Oakland, where the pitching didn't know how to throw a baseball. The hitting just kept trying to keep up. The hitting was there in the Oakland series; they just had to keep catching up. But the pitching got it together against the World Series contending Dodgers. So it's nice to see for the Yankees after their 5-game skid to take the series against Oakland, against Los Angeles, in Los Angeles. Now they go to Seattle. Hopefully they can mop around the pathetic Mariners.
Mop around.
Yeah, and then they come back home, I think, to play the A's. Don't quote me on that.
They do. I
They
think
do.
you're right. You're right.
I think they do come home to play the Oakland A's. But quickly before we go off, here's a little thing. We talked football before. We're going to talk football. Any of you catch the NBC game, the Steelers-Titans game last night, or see any clips of it?
I just saw the GIF or whatever it was that it looked like it was being shot from a drone.
That's what I wanted to talk about, that stupid camera. They experiment with they have been experimenting with new cameras every season in football. I don't mind the Madden camera they use, like the bird's eye view where they go behind the offense, like it was like a Madden game.
I'm fine with that.
I don't mind that one. Last night was like, I'm a Steelers fan. I was so mad at the camera, I turned the game off. I couldn't even watch the game. I was so mad at the camera.
That's why they do it in the preseason.
Yeah, thank God they tested it because it was so bad.
That camera angle, that's fine maybe if you want to do a replay on something or you want to get that view on
a replay's fine.
like you want to do that view on a huge run and he saw the gap or it's some route by a wide receiver or someone gets stuffed. Whatever you want to do with it is fine.
Stuffed.
But it has to be a replay. You can't just have that as the game.
It was so bad. Like I was sitting pretty close to my TV. You guys know my setup in my living room where I play Xbox. You know that setup where I put the chair? That's where I was sitting, and I still couldn't see anything. I didn't know what the person – only when I knew who was on the field was Ben because I know he's the quarterback. I didn't know what the personnel was on offense. I didn't know what the personnel was on defense. I didn't know who made the tackle on defense. I didn't know if the pass was complete or incomplete. I didn't know if the pass was intercepted or not. I didn't know if it was tipped or not. I didn't know who was running the ball.
I didn't know the Steelers were playing.
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought the Mariners were on the field. I couldn't tell. I didn't know who was running the ball. I didn't know if it was James Conner or if he got pulled or not. If they went to the backups, I couldn't tell. It was T.J. Watt made a play. I didn't know it was. He's a white guy, and I thought it was Mark Barron because I couldn't see. Terrell Edmonds.
got markers.
Terrell Edmonds made a tackle. I'm like, oh, that was a nice tackle by Devin Bush. Nope, it was Terrell Edmonds. Terrell Edmonds went off sides. I'm like, oh, Mark Barron, what are you doing? It was Terrell Edmonds. I couldn't tell. It had nothing to do with the color or their hair or the color. Nothing. It just the camera sucked. I hated it. And then there was like incomplete passes. I didn't know it was incomplete. I couldn't.
You think they're still running?
I wish I watched. I wish I watched last night.
Just watch the highlights.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I should.
I was gonna say there's a tweet Jordan put out that has a quick clip of the angle. On
Yeah,
it.
go on our Twitter.
I saw that, but I wish I saw
of the
more like what
safety.
you're saying.
You have the safety. You couldn't see anything. And you couldn't see if a pass was accurate or not. You couldn't tell that until either the ball hit the ground or the replay. You couldn't tell if accuracy was there. Juju caught a touchdown pass. I did like that thing where you just sit at the edge of your seat and wait. I'm like, oh, okay, he caught it. 'Cause I couldn't tell. It was horrible. And the Titans actually had a deep ball that was incomplete. I thought it was a catch. I'm like, oh, Artie Burns. I thought it was Artie Burns. I just assumed it was Artie Burns because he sucks. I'm like, oh, Artie Burns. I'm like,
Could
oh,
have
wait, no.
been Palomalu for all you know.
I was gonna say.
I don't know. It could have been Pall Mall or it could have been James Harrison. I couldn't tell from the camera angle. I thought I was sitting in the
doesn't know
upper
what's
deck.
happening.
I hated it so much. I just watched the Yankee game then. I hated it. It was, like I couldn't see anything.
They
Then I think in the fourth
the-
quarter they switched. I think they switched the camera.
They probably were getting a lot of backlash.